Welcome back to Sports Sunday here on Channel 3. I'm Elliot Polikoff. Up next, we are joined by the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, from the day of New London and GameDay. Keith, thank you much for being with us today.
Hey, Elliot, thanks for having me. It's tournament time. It's tournament time in the ECC. I'm excited. You're excited. We're ready to roll.
I know you have been ready to talk some ECC hoops. And obviously, the big storyline is that usually the state championship games are done at the Mohegan Sun Arena. But this year, for the first time, the ECC boys state tournament, or the boys conference tournament games are going to be there as well. What do you think about that?
Well, we've shifted gears from the the Waterford High School. We brought the goods to the Mohegan Sun. And you know what? I've got mixed emotions about it. First of all, Tom Cantone and Jimmy Bunicor over at the Mohegan Sun, they put on a heck of a job. But I've always viewed the Mohegan Sun as the holy grail for high school basketball. Now you've got the league going in there. But I think the league itself right now has kind of outgrown the venue they've played in the last couple of years. You had 2,000 people fill the X last year. You had 1,000 people waiting outside and 5,000 watching online on the game day on theday.com. So the league has grown, and maybe it's ready to take that next step. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens on Tuesday night. Everybody's excited.
And obviously the players, they've got to be really excited about getting to play on such a big stage as well.
Yeah, the kids are all pumped up. I mean, the Division II and Division I finals on Tuesday night, and it does. The four teams involved is Stonington, St. Bernard's, NFA, and Waterford. Everybody is eyeing this event.
So the Division I final, we got Waterford taking on NFA. That one tips off at 8 on Tuesday at Mohegan Sun. Waterford has looked really good this year. What's your take on that matchup?
Oh, they've won 34 to their last 35
yeah.
ball games, including a state championship last year. Waterford is dialed in. They're red hot. And I think with the injury to Dev Ostrowski during the season, that kind of opened the door from some of those other teams, and we were just kind of waiting to see just who is that other team. And it's the NFA Wildcats. They have played very well down the stretch. They got hot at the right time. They beat Ledyard. They beat Woodstock. They find themselves heading back to the Division I championship. First time in 6 years for the Cats and head coach Chris Giusti, but Waterford is going to be a real tough out. They're used to winning at the Mohegan Sun. They did it last year in the state tournament.
They're definitely used to winning. Earlier in the night, St. Bernard getting Stonington in the Division II final. What do you think of that matchup?
Good ball game here. The rubber match between these two teams. Stonington lost at St. Bernard's by 20 early in the season, came back and picked off St. Bernard's on their home court 2 weekends ago, but this is a tough game. I mean, St. Bernard's head coach Mark Jones, Max Lee, senior guard. Stonington is led by head coach John Luzzy. He's built that program to what it is right now. So I think for the fans who are going to head to the Mohegan Sun on Tuesday night and do that, be there, don't miss these games, they're going to see a lot of good, high-quality basketball.
And you never want to look too far ahead, but that's kind of what we do as sports people.
Oh, yeah,
so
we do it all the time.
Looking down the road a little bit, what can we expect from not just some boys state tournament games from the ECC teams in action, but also some of the girls' side?
It's a good basketball league. I mean, the league has produced state champions the last few years, and I would be shocked if Waterford was not playing for a state championship. I would be shocked if the New London girls weren't playing for a state championship. And I'm going to keep an eye on St. Bernard's as well. They're going to, they're riding high right now. They lost last year in the quarterfinals, a tough game to Rocky Hill. I think St. Bernard's is ready to take that next step and possibly put themselves in a position to get back to the Mohegan Sun. What's better than one trip to the Mohegan Sun? How about 2 trips, which Waterford and St. Bernard's could have this year?
Yeah, not too many schools would have the chance to say that they've been at the Mohegan Sun in back-to-back weeks pretty much. But you got any dark horse candidates that maybe can make a deep postseason run?
Oh, it'd be really, really tough for NFA. That double L is, the Division I is extremely tough. It is loaded. But I guess my dark horse would be St. Bernard's. That's the team I'm going to keep an eye on, from our league. They could make some noise. But I'd be shocked if Waterford wasn't playing for a state title.
And for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about Game Day and what you're doing over there in New London.
Oh, what a project Game Day is. Game Day, and shout out to Mike and Peter and Casey, my partner over at Game Day. We stream high school sports, and this year, basketball season-wise, it's been a tremendous, tremendous year. I mean, we've had some big numbers, some big turnouts, and a special shout-out to the student sections who show up, and they bring the energy. They bring the energy for me, for Casey, and the whole crew. So it's been a lot of fun. It's busy. It's fast, but it's a run to the sun on Tuesday night.
You wouldn't want it any other way, though, right?
No. I mean, listen, this is what we do. This is our passion. It's high school sports. So when you're going through the season, through the Tuesday night at Owine High School or the Tuesday night at Stonington, you know what? Why not get treated a little bit on, to the Mohegan Sun? I mean, we're all excited. This is a tremendous time of year.
All right, Keith. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you down there. It should be a great time. That's going to do it for us tonight on Sports Sunday. Thank you for coming in. We also thank our producer, Mark Zukowski, director Kyle Buchanan, and the rest of the crew. We're going to see you back here for Week 9 of Friday Night Frenzy, Friday at 11:15. I'm Elliot Polikoff. Have a great week, everyone.